Hello everyone, this is Jonathan for PokerVIP.com, and in this video we're back for part 2 of taking on Spraggy over on the PokerVIP cash game tables, of course on TonyBet Poker. We're basically I play our other coach Spraggy, he puts a video out, I put a video out, we talk about dynamics, how we're playing, why we're playing, and of course our members can come across and play with us, and obviously that's a great learning tool for them because they can basically come and see what we think about their game, pick up on things, learn things, and yeah, just overall sort of like see a different perspective of what people think of their game. In the last video we learned that Spraggy was definitely being too active. He was 3 and 4 betting way too frequently. His 4 bets were more bluffs. His 3 bets were a little bit his 3 bets were a little bit more value and his 4 bets were more bluffy. But anyway, over on this left-hand table, I opened ace-5 suited, super standard. I bet the flop, super standard. He check-raised. I think his check-raising range will be draws and 2 pairs, and maybe combos like 8x of spades. So I think I've got him crushed a lot in some cases, or, you know, I think in other cases I might need to go ahead and catch here. Few options. I mean, I could just raise if I think he's going to stack with like a worse draw, but I don't. I could just raise if I think he's going to fold 2 pair or a set or an 8, but I don't. So I think I'm just going to call in position and assume that a 3 and a spade pretty much all does give us the nuts, and an ace might sometimes be good. Also, that I just might have the best hand here. So I do call, and we see a king, which doesn't improve. It doesn't improve anything. The 10 jacks, the 6 sevens, the 7 tens all miss. Spades wise, king X of spades, of course, he improves with the king, but not too many king X of spades there. So if he bets, I mean, he's just repping that he flopped a really strong hand, such as a set or 2 pair. One thing he might have learned from the last video is that I'm definitely happy to hero call him, and I'm going to call him a lot. This sizing on the river is very interesting. He's made it look very value-y. He's made it look like he really wants a call, which he might, or he might just be making me think that. I actually think I have to fold this hand, even though he's repping such a strong range. Just I do think he might be the type who's like, okay, listen, I've got a 9, I'm just going to go check raise and bet small and bet small. But again, all the draws do miss, so it is quite interesting. I think for now we just have to fold, although as a candidate for a hero call, this might be it. And just as I went to fold, I felt a little bit sick and thought maybe I should actually be calling this one. I don't think I should ever raise. I don't think that makes enough sense, and he can just go ahead and snap me off with anything. But certainly between calling or folding. So he's got 2 pair or a misdraw, or possibly a set. So I think I'm going to fold. Close though. Can't wait to see that one. That is the sick thing. Like, I love watching his video of part 1. It was super interesting. Okay, so we've got a couple of 3-bet spots here. We can definitely just peel with both of these hands, or we can 3-bet them. I'm definitely happy to mix it up. Get a call when we've got Jack Queen and we flop really big. I think I might just go for a check here and play a little bit more deceptively on both tables. I want him to, basically whenever I check, he always just thinks I've missed. So that's kind of what I want him to do, and he also knows that I'm happy to check call with like an underpair in this spot. Terrible turn card, because this is going to slow him down, because Ace-King is certainly in my range and not in his. You know, Ace-King, I'm pretty sure he's just going to get it in. Ace, I'm just checking and kind of just hoping he takes a stab. And the Jack Queen, if he bets, I'll be very surprised. Ace on the river, another terrible card. I'm going to call the Ace-9 anyway, and then we'll look at that other table. Okay, yeah, bets the Ace-3, way too thin. Way too thin. But he knows I like to hero call him, so, you know, whatever. But I basically just wanted to allow him to up there. And he checks back and I win. And I think that hand will put some doubt in his head now. He's like, oh, now he's checking, you know, the kind of nutted hands. He had 9-10, so fair enough that he bet the flop once it checked to me. and did all of that. Right hand table, I opened Jack 7. I see a very dry flop. That's good. I've got to say it. I gotta say it. He's not ticked the auto rebuy button. I'm gonna go for a river bet here if he checks, by the way, because I think it's like the perfect value line of bet check bet, and quite often a line I might take with a hand like ace-8. He could definitely hero call me here with anything, but I really like this bet check bet line, and I don't know how often he thinks I'm gonna be bluffing it. You know, when I take this line as well. And I do have the webcam on today. Somebody moaned at me for not having it on. I didn't know Spraggy was gonna peacock and be on there, so you have me in my hat and my terrible beard. 9s? Okay, side that he calls there. He might just have king high. Oh, he made a 10. Unbelievable. He made a 10 there on the river, which I think is fine. I think he's always going to call me there. With second pair. Well, not always, but I mean, at least he thought about it for a while. Okay, that's an interesting turn card. Just going to keep checking here and somehow hope I think it would be way too thin to bet, right? Or should I just put like a little blocker on out? Yeah, I think that's okay. He snaps me with a 5 of spades. Nice hand, buddy. Nice hand. A little blocker bet there by me. A couple of easy check folds and folds here. Ace-9, I opt to call this time before I 3-bet it. This is interesting. I think this is a good time to do a 4-bet bluff because I didn't do any of those in part 1, so I need to show that I'm capable of it and I'm not just 4-betting my monsters. So it's fine like if he raises here because I can just fold and he's like, nah, I knew he was going to 4-bet bluff or whatever at some point. He calls, I assume he's going to be very value heavy. I don't think he's going to be calling me that wide. So I'm just going to check here and bingo. We probably have the nuts now, unless he's slow playing a hand like pocket kings or ace-x of spades. Those are pretty much the only hands I'm all about, like ace-queen of spades, pocket kings. I think the rest he kind of just, you know, flicks it in like a hand like tens or jacks. I think he probably just gets in pre. Okay, so we're going to bet here. If I bet 2, 580, 780, that works out perfectly for a river jam. But he folds. I guess it's like ace-queen or something. Ace-queen of hearts, maybe. She was getting funky with me with that hand like 8-9 suited. I don't think I played very loose in part 1. I look back and he definitely was the looser player, so I'm definitely happy to now come back and play looser because maybe he thinks I'm actually a bit tighter than I was before. I can take advantage of that rep. Great flop. Happy to just go for a check call here. We could also check raise, but gonna go for a bet. Check. King 9, obviously great turn card for me. I would always be sort of like bluffing here, so I should do it when I've got value as well. He check pots me. And on the other table he bets as well. Fleepo-matic, welcome to the table, buddy. I mean, yeah, he's really trying to put me under some pressure here, but I think he might have some hands like 5-8 of clubs, so I'm going to call. I don't think he bluffs this river that much at all. So I think if he bets, I just go for a very tight fold. Yeah, he overbet rips it. It's close. And I'm going to check raise the 4-8 suited. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking this should be a fold, but, you know, these overbets, he's trying to get it here, guys. He does that with value, doesn't with bluffs. I'm so exploited by this fold, but, you know, I think it's one that I need to make. The check pot on the turn is just such a strange line. I mean, I hate folding top pair there when the draw's missed, you know, once I call turn and then fold the river. Maybe I should always call. Leave some comments. This 4-8 suited, if he raises, it's close. He just tank calls and we get the money. I'm not bluffing there pretty much ever, but I do understand when he calls me with the ace-5. So it's kind of like, you know, 1-all. By the way, part 1, I saw the end of his video, where he said, you know, chin up, buddy, you know, better luck next time. I won €3 on part 1, so chin up to you, mate. Unless we just shared somebody else's money. Ace-3 I just open, I check down, you know, pretty standard. Kings here. Which side am I on? If I just scoot along, there we go. And yes, I know my bed's not made, whatever, it's in the wash. Gotta get the camera angle right in here. I've got this new big screen, and now, like, I do realise I'm a little bit below it. But whatever. Kings, we're gonna go ahead and 3-bet. I'm just gonna keep it 3x. Obviously, just wanting to get as much money in there as possible. Soka 89 and Tint 23 have joined the left-hand table. It's a favourable flop. Shout out to Andrew Neem. And I think I'm just going to bet really small here. You know, just put a little 40 in there, see what happens. 10 Jack improves, Spades improve, but I ain't scared, bro. I've got the top set, and that's hard to make. With the like snap of his call, I just feel like I'm always ahead here. So I'm just going to bomb it, and we get snapped. And I'm going to guess he has like King Jack or like Ace Queen with Ace of Spades, maybe. Whatever he had, he really was quite happy to call me quick, so. King 6. I mean, probably shouldn't call out of pos. And then maybe should think about folding that river. But you know, like the speed of the call, I mean, it's such a giveaway that he's obviously not strong, and he's obviously just going to call a big bet. So if you thought for like maybe 5 seconds, I might have like half my size there. Soka 89, taking no shit, goes for the limp jam and Fleepo's called. What is going on? So he limp jammed Ace Jack. Not a good play. Ace King ISOs and calls it off. Good play. Queen 9 here against Spraggy. He's going to go for a check with second pair. Whatever. Turn Ace straight and a flush draw. I might just check again and just see if he bets the river. You know, I can just snap him off with third pair. He doesn't. And I think I just check. I mean, I really don't think I get much value from anything, so whatever. I tell you, one really sick hand was that in the last video, the Queen 10, my Queen 10 versus his Jack Queen, where he overbet the river and I called and it was a chop. Sick hand. Like, the amount of stuff going through both of our heads for that hand to happen was just so cool. I don't think we'll ever repeat that hand. It was just so interesting. Gonna just barrel here with the Queen 10 suited. I have a straight flush draw. He doesn't have that many full houses. He can fold a 9 sometimes. If he's got a king, then we can hit a jack or a club and get some value. So yeah, anyone who's just tuning in, make sure you click the link in the description for the forum thread to see when we go live, because we basically just post in there, going live, let's go. Gonna go for a 3-bet here. I mean, it's a hand I've been like just calling with a lot, and once he calls, he's never gonna really put me on a hand like this if it comes a low flop or something like that. So it's a good hand to just go ahead and sometimes 3-bet with. And if he 4-bets, I fold, but we take it down. I really do think he's like, okay, John's actually quite tight. He was 3 and 4-betting just for value, pretty much in part 1, or pretty much. So I think I just earn a lot of respect from that, and I can just start 3 and 4-betting a lot more frequently. But then, hi Spraggy, when you're watching this one, the next video, you might come back and we're all at it again. And I think by part 4, we're probably just like maniacs or just complete nits, because it's like, what is going on? But yeah, that really is the fun of this, and I really hope you members do come over and comment on the videos, rate the videos, talk in the forum thread, because it's pretty awesome that TonyBet have given us these tables, and Spraggy's obviously, you know, agreed to come in and make some sick videos. So come say hi. Deuces here, I just defend my button and don't flop well at all. There really aren't that many good flops for deuces, apart from when the deuce is there, so beware of that. You don't always need to play them. But against Spraggy, I've just got the implied odds, haven't I? Hit a little deuce and the lad's going to stack off to me with third pair, so we've got to get in there. Okay, so a really small 3-bet pre by Spraggy. I believe we went 30 to 80, which I generally don't like, but if I'm thinking about Spraggy, maybe he's got aces and he's just keeping it super small and wanting action. However, there is an ace on the flop, so that kind of makes it harder for him to have aces now. But if I'm 3-betting small there, it might be with a hand like aces. But he is a professional 50NL Zoom player. So what do I know? Overbet here by Spraggy. He loves overbets. I don't really see him do much of these in his Zoom games on Twitch. By the way, twitch.tv/Spraggy. That's how you can find him. Guess he's just ripping. I guess he's just got like the ace of hearts and nothing, and he's just trying to set this up to be like pretty scary. It's like ace x of hearts. If he's got ace queen with the ace of hearts, he might just check now. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Was it just the ace of hearts? He mucks. Okay, we'll have to go over and check his video out to see that. It kind of feels like the ace of hearts, maybe. And then on the river, he just bottled it. Maybe it was ace of hearts with the queen. Okay, guys, we've got the kings. We got the king kongs. We got him. Come on, Sprag. I mean, I like having kings, but I like having kings versus Spraggy more. I mean, sue me. I thought that was going to happen. I feel here it's just like a rejam. He's done it with ace-jack. Me rejamming doesn't mean I have kings. Me calling means I probably have kings or aces. So just going to rip it in here. And even if we only get it heads up versus this guy, you know, we're going to win about 40 big blinds if we hold. Which is enough when you have kings. But if a little Tinter wants to come along, he can. He'll be sick if he's slow rolling. I don't know if he knows us or I don't know who he is, but if he's doing a slow roll, I've got to give him the love. I've got to give him the love. Me and Spraggy basically try to slow roll each other every opportunity during the online poker league. I believe this guy is part of that and is gonna be slow rolling me with aces a lot here, unless he's just got a general, a tough spot. It's not a slow roll. It's queens. Okay, great flop. Just put a heart out there. Thanks. So I think ace jack is Sohu's favorite hand. Tinter's call with queens. Good. I think it's a good call. Like I say, when I jam, doesn't mean I have kings or aces. When we've seen that guy have ace-jack before for 100 big blinds, you know, I can definitely be ice winning wider with a hand like 9s, 10s, jacks. So I think you just got pretty unlucky there. Ernesto Cell, what's up, my brother? He is a part of the forum. Why did I open here? I've made a mistake. I should have just jammed pre or folded. Didn't realize he didn't reload. Yeah, Ernesto's been in a lot of the videos. Wow. How do you wake up? Oh, don't do it to the lad. There you go. How do you wake up with queens when you've got 15 bigs, huh? Poor guy with jacks just started like, hey, oh, that sucks. We got the aces. Don't tell Sprag. Come on, Sprag. Oi, oi. What's he doing? Yes, he just doesn't. He's a bad reader, you know. He doesn't know that I've got aces. I mean, it just shows how amateur the lad is. He should know. If you play all those hours, mate, you know, this is interesting. I might just go for a tiny 4-bet here and look like I'm kind of like pissing about and see if I can get Spraggy to jam. I'm just thinking sizing-wise. I think this is a nice size for Spraggy to to just jam on with like 7s. No, I don't think he'd ever do it with 7s. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, this sizing means that Vitra's probably going to peel or go all in. I don't think he's ever going to fold that often to it, unless he's really out there with some garbage. But yeah, nice. Okay, good flop. Jack Queen, I might just go for a check. And here I'm just going to go pretty small. Just 2. I don't think he 3-bets with a lot of pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 5s, you know, those kind of hands. So I feel like he's just going to have like 10s plus or like some funky hand. So I'm just going to bet and just not ever fold on any kind of run out. Spraggy bets. Am I excited? No. Am I depressed? No. I'm just gonna go for a check now and see what happens. If he bets here, I'd be like, you betting the ace? And I'd probably fold. Three-way, you know. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I might put a little blocker out. That ain't no little blocker. Do I think I get raised here? Not that often, to be honest. I don't even think like ace like 8 of spades like raises. Or it shouldn't. Maybe it should. Versus this sizing. Okay. Okay, Tinter. So Tinter's repping a full house or an ace. You can definitely have those hands. You can definitely have those hands. I think I just have to fold. I've got. Oh no. Oh my god. Some old school poker fans will know what that means. Wow, with the 7-4. I mean, okay, so Tinter's just mental and. Yeah. Okay, so what happened here? Was the straddle on and I raised, I guess? Okay. Whatever. I assume that's what happened. Unless he... No. Was too busy getting bluffed on the other table. Maybe he should call there with the 7-4. I don't know. I'll make it big. I mean, it's a perfect size. It just looked like value, so fair play to him. I'm just, you know, the ego's been well and truly stamped on. And yeah, I do love coffee. Really glad that a lot of you enjoyed parts 1, by the way. Really exciting series. I'm super pumped that we're doing it. And there'll be a lot more of it. There'll be a lot more of it. We've also got some cash game leagues and stuff coming soon on TonyBet. Online Poker League is back in March. So a lot's going on, and TonyBet's involved in it all. Hopefully for the entire year, so good, good. 3-bet there with King Queen on the button. Can definitely mix it up between calling or 3-betting. I don't know why people don't like this hat. I think it's pretty damn cool. I look like a sailor who's been away at sea, like catching fish. For 6 months, just taking no care of himself. I know. Okay, so Tinter's gone for a really weird 3-bet size. So Tinter might just be here for the banter. He might just be crazy. With the Queen's hand, he thought about it for a while, and I just got to assume that that's probably a good thinking player. But after that 7-4 and after this 3-bet, I'm not sure. Is it good to bait a fish? Yeah. Just biting that time. It would be so funny if he now just like opens up and just instantly 3-bets me here. Because this is a hand I will 4-bet with, and then with the chat it's a little bit... Good call on flop. Tinter's a... Me, I'm waiting. Ernesto's waiting. Everyone just wants to get my money, and that's fine. I'll be the biggest winner during this series, because sample sizes don't matter. If I'm up at the end of the series and Spraggy's not, it simply means I'm the better player. Or if I'm up 10 cents more than him, I'm just better. By the way, get signed up to TonyBet, up to 80% rate. Wait. Up to 80% rate back per week. Huge deposit bonus. And lots of other cool promotions. It's that coffee. I have to actually notice, like, I'm starting to not be able to speak as well as I used to. I think it's age. Okay, so this guy makes a tiny 3-bet. I peel with a somewhat playable hand. I check the flop because what the hell am I supposed to do with second pair in a really small 3-bet weird pot? I bet the turn because I assume I'm ahead now, but terrified that I'm going to get check raised, which I do, and I have to call because what the hell's going on? 10 on the river, don't like that at all. 7-9, Jack-9, and a 10 gets there, of course. So confused. Wish I didn't bet the turn. Pocket queens? 7-9, 9-10? Why would he do all these kind of weird things? I think it's just one of those I have to call because the hand is so weird. And it's like, what? I used to have a saying for this. PDDS, people do dumb shit. And this just might be one of those spots, so let's go. I wish I had a 10. Nice. Get out of here, son. PDDS. I used to talk about this a lot back in the day. If anyone's some diehard VIP members. You know, it's a strategy, and it's a real strategy, and it's one you have to take into account. That people really do just do dumb shit, and there's no reason for it. It's very hard to react to. But when you just sat there thinking, well, why would he do this with anything? Like, why is this line happening? You know, what does he have? And after just watching him play for a bit, I think he's just going to be doing a lot of dumb shit. So we go ahead and make that call. Queen 5 going to fold. That'll put him back in his box anyway. Get back in there, Tinter. Now he's got Ace Queen all of a sudden. So my ear was sticking out there. Could feel a draft. What a session! Really, I love TonyBet. I really love TonyBet. Software smooth. Never crashes. Lots of action. Lots of bad players, as you can see. If Lionel Hutz is online, there's probably a chance you're going to make some money. King 8 suited I defend versus a min raise under the gun. Not loving it, but certainly not hating it. And it's probably worth that one big blind flick. Check, check. Don't love the turn. Ace Queen gets there. Pocket 10s gets there. Jack 10 gets there. 8-9 gets there. Lionel is in it. Confirmed. Gonna call. Oh, I was gonna say fold a lot of rivers. If he bets this river, I will be so sad. Having versus this sizing, I think I have to call. He might just be betting like queens here and think I've got like a jack, so I just have to pay this one off. Yep. Story checks out. I'm gonna just limp here versus this guy's straddle and fold. Yeah, I think Spraggy's just not getting any hands. Like, I don't think he's been like, you know, nitty like on purpose. Yeah, that's gone cold. I can really fuck up. 7's going to check to him, and we're going to call once, and we're going to hit 7. He's going to have Ace King. The river's going to come at 9. Then we're going to stack him. I think Lionel just bets a lot of hands here. I like his sizing. Can do this with bluffs and value. It's exactly what he's just said. I can bet 20 here because I'll do this with my bluffs and value. Well. The plan hasn't come into land, basically. I think we just fold the 7s here. I don't think that's too exploitable. The King 9 earlier in the video is, and I really hate myself for kind of folding it now because I can just picture his little face smiling. Like, yeah, got 8 high, yeah. Unbelievable. Never good losing to somebody you get on with. And I say get on with, not a friend. Ain't no time for that. Spraggy plays a hand and he loses it. Pretty much the story of his life. He's doing really well. He's up. I mean, he's probably not up, but he's got slightly more than a starting stack on each table. Pretty goddamn cute. Okay, I'm just going to raise to pot here with 9s versus a straddle. It is Vitra. And this will probably be like the last hands, right? I'll stay out next big blind on both tables. 1, 2. Let Spraggy know it's that time. We're both keeping them about 30 minutes long, both analysing this live. I feel like if we didn't analyse it live, then we can make ourselves look so much better post-edit if we've seen each other's videos or something. So I really believe this is going to be the best way. Okay, open 9s get 2 calls. Queen high flop, not ideal. There's going to be plenty of Queen X's there. I think I just go for a bet to start. Just to protect my hand versus like potential other overs like Ace Jack, King Jack suited. people might even like call me here with like a worse pair, which is certainly not a bad thing. And we take it down, which is a very good outcome. Oh, he straddled again because somebody just sat in. Ha! He's broke the matrix, guys. And girls. How dare I? Okay, so that's me done on the left-hand table. We're going to have one more hand on the right-hand table, I believe. So we'll play that and GG the video. Another good winning session for the kid. And by the way, if you want to find the tables, TonyBet lobby, just go to Poker, Cash Games, and there we are. Poker VIP tables. And look how cool that is. We're like top of the list as well. I mean, everyone coming on just seeing this. Average pot, well, that's a big one. But yeah, average pot for a 10NL game. Oh yeah, we're doing it right, guys. We are doing it right. Lots of chips flying. Okay, we are going to get dealt pocket 5, so that's a hand we're going to play. Even though we're under the gun, it's still strong enough to go for an open and to basically see what happens. And everyone folds. Okay, so that was part 2 of the Poker VIP private cash game table on TonyBet. Come check it out. Come get in the forum thread. Sign up to TonyBet. And yeah, let's have some fun and make some money. So this was Jonathan for PokerVIP.com, and I wish you the best of luck at the tables.